I've been having a very difficult time being a old school Nintendo fan. If you are a fan of Nintendo, and how could you not be? You probably heard about the classic NES Mini or the NES Mini Classic or the Classic NES. It's called different things in different places. I was able to get my hands on a Famicom Mini thanks to a friend at work, but the actual Classic NES is pretty much impossible to find. Nintendo's made this thing in short supplies. It doesn't bode well for the way they're going to sell the Nintendo Switch. It's kind of the same way they sold Amiibo, or 6 months later they had put out these apology tweets. It's just been very, very hard to find. It's basically a small box that has 30 ROMs in it. You hook it up via USB and HDMI to your television, and you're reliving classic games. Nintendo didn't make all the classic games in the world. They made a bunch of them. They worked with some third parties like Capcom and Square Enix. But what we did find was a company named Retrobit made a very similar console that you can actually purchase right now. It's $60. It's the same exact price as the NES Mini, but it's got 90 games in it, actually close to 100. So let's talk about this thing. We're going to tear this open real quick. This is available right now. It's on Amazon. You can actually purchase it. And I'm really into this thing. It's got a very different array of games. You're not going to get Mario, you're not going to get Zelda, but you're going to get some cool stuff like Super Ghouls and Ghosts. There's a lot of Capcom games, a lot of Jaleco, Data East. Like if you grew up on...
Yeah, it's got Bionic Commando, yep. It's got Commando, regular Commando.
Super R-Type, 1943. Really cool selection of NES, Super NES games. Again, this is not like this is not your Marios and Zeldas, but if you grew up with video games back in the 80s and 90s, you might remember some of these kind of lesser known heroes that I won't call them B tier because I think Super Ghouls and Ghosts is one of the greatest games of all time.
Who could forget Rodland?
Yeah, Rodland.
Beloved Rodland.
So this is $60. It comes with 2 USB style Genesis controllers, which are right here. You take a look real quick. I like these a lot.
They come in these fun bags, which aren't toys, but they could be if you're poor, I guess.
So major thing here is it's got a mode button on the top, which lets you interact with the console itself. The NES Mini doesn't let you do that. You have to actually get up and hit the button on it.
It comes with a whole instruction manual.
Yeah, let's take a look at the console itself. So 2 USB ports on the front. We tested out the length of these controllers. I want to point out the NES Mini has controllers that are 2.5 feet long. These are about 2 or 3 times that. So
is that USB?
Yes.
So presumably it could also work with a PC, maybe?
Yeah. So you can,
cool.
And that's the other thing. It's not proprietary like the NES Mini. Not to keep comparing it, but I think we should. On the back, you have 2 different types of ports. You have AV outputs. You also have HDMI. So let's take a look right back there. Another interesting thing you might see back here is the SD card slot. SD card slot here lets you basically, now a lot of complaints about the NES Mini was that, stop it, was that you, please, okay, don't do that. Great, that's good job, Max, you're 5. The NES Mini doesn't let you upload new games to it. You can't connect it to the internet. You can't put anything new on it. Great, Max, okay, you're done. But this one, because it has a card slot, lets you actually put saves on it, lets you upload and download saves. So presumably, you'll be able to hack this thing and put ROMs on it, which is really awesome. And because it's got USB controllers, you'll be able to use a number of different controllers. They sent me an N64 USB controller with this thing, so that'll work as well. Again,
cool.
$60, it's on Amazon right now. It's almost 100 games, and you don't have to wait in line, camp out, or freeze to death outside of a Walmart.
Yeah, and
so
it
that's
comes
good.
with all of these different cords that you just kind of put them on there. Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. I think it was a good unboxing.
Yeah, well, one of us.
I think we did a good job.
One of us figured it out.
Teamwork.
Yep.
Is the key.
Sure. That was like when a dog gets on the baseball field.